Welcome to a tutorial for QuickSpec, which is Building Regs for Plans mobile app. This is a new version of our app, which is now available for both Android and iOS. That's via the Play Stores and App Stores. We're on the home page. Down the middle of the screen, there are a list of project types: house extensions, loft conversions, flat conversions, etc. And to the left of the list, there are a column of buttons which are for the England building regs, and to the right there are a column of buttons that link to the Wales building regs. So let's have a look at some specifications. We're going to go into the house extension section for England, which is the button top left. So we can now see a list of categories, and we'll go into one of those, say foundations, which is the fifth from the top, and that shows a list of specifications: strip foundations, trench foundations, rough foundations, step foundations, and pipe through walls stroke foundation. So let's go into the strip foundation, and there we have our specification. Now let's go back out of there with the back button, and we'll go back to the next level. And now let's look at roofs, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about the 9th or 10th in the list. So that provides 4 subcategories: flat roof, pitched roof, lead work, or lead valleys. I'm going to go into the pitched roof, and we're going to go for insulation between and over rafters, a warm roof. We'll select the rafter size 47 by 150 and the insulation Celotex for a 3.47 metre span. And there we have our warm pitch roof specification. Anyone that's used our website will see that this works in a very similar way, the way that the specifications are structured within a hierarchy. So, as well as viewing specifications, it's also possible to compile a single spec within the app. To do that, you can add the specs into that, but let's have a look at our spec to start with,
which is done with the button labelled View My Building Regs Spec.
So we'll tap on that, and as you can see, our specification is currently empty. So we'll go back, and then we'll tap the Add to My Building Regs Spec button just below the header, and a pop-up shows that that specification has been added. So let's again go into View My Building Regs Spec, and there you can see that spec's now been added. So let's go and add a few more specifications into that. I'm going to pick a few at random. Let's go for some a foundation, strip foundation, add. Let's go for the stairs specification, add that in. As I say, these are just a few random specifications. We'll add a smoke detection note, a ventilation note, let's also put a note in for electrics. Okay, that's 5 or 6 notes. So let's now tap that button again at the bottom, View My Building Regs Spec, and there you can see a short list of specifications. So as well as adding them in, we can also make a few changes. Say I'm not happy with that stairs specification, I want to remove that. All I need to do is right swipe that spec, tap delete note, confirm that, and that specification's now removed. I can also reorder notes within the spec. To do that, I'm going to tap and hold the strip foundation specification. A red border appears, and I can then drag and drop into the required position. That's fine. Now I can also edit individual notes.
To do that, I can either swipe to the left, then tap on the Edit Note button.
Or I can just tap on that specification, and that's now in edit mode. If I'm happy with the edit, I can save, or I can cancel it, which will revert to the note as it was previously. So I'm just going to cancel that. So once I'm finished compiling my specification, I can then share it. Now, the options available will depend on the apps that you have installed. It might be possible to email it, or to save it as a file, or to save it within another app. So that's really according to the apps that you have installed. But I'm not going to do that for now. What I'm going to do is, I'm imagining I've now shared that spec, so I'm now going to clear it with the button bottom left, clear specs. So that now empties my specification and takes me back to the previous page. So if I now tap on view my Building Regs Spec, you can see it's now empty. So one last thing, if you need to install the app on a different device, tap the header on the home page where it says Building Regs for Plans QuickSpec, and that will take you to the page where there's a log out button at the bottom. So, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the app. The app is actually available to our Premium Plus and Standard Plus users, and the registration is available on the website